Hi everyone, welcome back to Pause Mongolia podcast, and thank you so much for being here. This short form podcast explores how we understand animals and how that shapes the world we live in today. This episode, I want to begin with quiet image, not a dramatic one, not something loud or urgent, but something you might miss unless you are really paying attention. Imagine standing in the middle of the city in Mongolia. The air is crisp, the sky is wide, the movement around you feels calm and quiet. People walk with purpose, but without noise. Life is happening, but gently. Now as the traffic light changes, something else happens. A dog steps forward, not randomly, not fearfully. It waits, it watches, and then it crosses the street with people on the crosswalk. No one stops, no one reacts differently, because here this is the path of life. And in that small moment, something becomes clear. There is a quiet intelligence, a quiet resilience, a quiet coexistence that most of the world has never truly seen. Today's episode is not just about animals, it is about perception, it's about attention, and it is an invitation. Mongolia is often described in extremes, beautiful landscapes, endless Gobi Desert, nomadic traditions that have existed for centuries, and yet at the same time, Mongolia is also modern, urban, rapidly evolving. In the city like Ulaanbaatar, glass buildings rise beside traditional gear districts. Technology and tradition exist side by side. This duality is not contradiction, it is coexistence. And with this coexistence, there is another layer, one that's rarely discussed. Across both countryside and city, there are free-roaming dogs and cats. They are not entirely owned. They are not entirely wild. They exist somewhere in between. And importantly, they are not loud about their existence. They do not demand attention. They do not interrupt. They live quietly. When we talk about animals in difficult conditions, the narratives is often dramatic, but in Mongolia, the reality is more stable. These animals are not just victims, they are survivors. They navigate one of the most extreme climates in the world, temperatures that drops far below freezing in winter, dry, intense heat in summer, sudden environmental shifts, and yet they adapt, they learn patterns, they understand human movement, they recognize safe spaces, they read environments with precision. A dog waiting at crosswalk is not just coincidence, it is behavior shaped by observation, by repetition, by intelligence. And this is where the story becomes important, because what we are seeing, it is not just survival. We are seeing adaptation in real time. They exist in the background, and the background is where many of the most important truths live. A street dog walking through snowy road, a cat navigating narrow urban spaces. Animals existing between human systems without fully belonging to them. These are not just images, they are stories of resilience, adaptation, and coexistence. And yet, globally, they remain largely unseen. This is where this episode becomes an invitation. The creative world has always shaped how we understand reality. What is documented becomes visible. What is visible becomes knowledged. What is knowledged can eventually be understood and changed. Mongolia offers something rare, not just beauty, not just culture, but layered, complex, quiet reality that has not yet been fully explored through global creative lens. To come here to not only to capture landscape, culture and people, lifestyle, it is to absorb, to notice, to ask, what does coexistence look like when it is not captured? What does resilience look like when it is not dramatic? What does survival look like? And how we can tell these stories responsibly, truthfully, and with depth. There is a tendency, especially in global storytelling, to focus on extremes, either beauty or suffering, but realities often exist in between. The lives of street animals are not defined by a single narratives. They are not only suffering, they are not only surviving, they are living. They are adapting in the ways that are intelligent, responsive, and deeply connected to their environment. And when we begin to see them not just as background, but as subjects, something shifts, our understanding deepens, our attention sharpens, our responsibility becomes clear. So today I leave you with this thought. Not all important stories are loud. Not all meaningful lives demand attention. Some exist quietly, waiting to be seen, not by force, but by awareness. Mongolia is a country of extraordinary presence, but with this presence, there are quieter layers, lives that move alongside us, adapt beside us, and exist without recognition. Because sometimes the most powerful stories are not the ones we are told to look at, but the ones we choose to notice. Before we close, we are extending an invitation. Pause Mongolia, inviting international photographers, storytellers, content creators, filmmakers, writers, and the global creative community to take part in Voices of Mongolia's street animal competition starting coming June 1st to August 31st, 2026. This is an opportunity to observe closely, document, and bring visibility to the lives of street dogs and cats across Mongolia. If you believe in this work, you can also support our mission by visiting our website www.pausemongolia.org and contributing to our efforts in awareness and prevention programs. Your support helps expand this work and bring these realities into global conversation. Thank you so much for listening Pause Mongolia podcast. Follow this podcast, write a review, and share it with your friends and family. Together, we can grow this podcast and bring more awareness and compassion into the world.